All right, so let's get into it. It is 8 easy facts that falsify the flat Earth.
More like 8 things you see in the sky that say nothing about the ground you walk on.
You know, it's amazing how you can dismiss observable phenomena as sky things. I'm starting to think you also probably believe the atmosphere is just a giant decorative dome, you know, like a snow globe, and all the sky things are just glitter. Do you also believe that birds are government drones? Because that would explain a lot. So let's find out why a flat earther is attacking a former flat earther, shall we?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Number 1 is the South Celestial Pole.
Now I get it. Jaren is about to give 8 examples that are completely impossible to explain on a flat earth, and Kyle has thrown his toys out of his pram.
Forgive me for addressing the things on your list out of order.
Thanks for telling us. Not that it makes any difference at all, because you're going to be wrong whichever order you address them in.
Upside down and backwards moving sun and moon. When people throw a whole bunch of bullet points at me, I like to choose my battles and address the weakest points first. Jaren, you appear to have ignored everything I said and have given it nothing more than a handwave dismissal. I acknowledge your response, though. Please remember, the Tropic of Capricorn direction was your 4th bullet point, and I was only addressing your 3rd bullet point.
Confused yet? Well, you're about to be.
Down at the laser on the eastward wall. It's going up. Notice how it's going from left to right? If it wasn't obvious, I even made an arrow for you. Now we're just gonna switch positions. Okay. East. Going up again. Notice how this time we are moving from right to left. West.
That was a well-placed wow, Kyle. But what was it for? What exactly do you think you just demonstrated to us? Now, I think he's trying to show that a local light source moving in a circle above a flat plane could produce the general east-to-west motion we observe. But there's a critical flaw, which is the massive difference in scale. The sun is not a tiny laser pointer a few meters away. It's a gigantic sphere 93 million miles away from Earth. So what you just did proves absolutely nothing.
Jaren, you might call me a dirtball and all manner of other names, but please notice how I'm not calling you any names back. Okay? As your friend, I care about you. And I see a conflict here, and I'm trying to do whatever it takes to resolve that conflict.
Yeah, but from where we are standing, the only conflict we can see is between Jaren and people who he used to consider to be his friends, other flat earthers. And there is only one reason why you were all attacking him, and it's because he was able to accept the evidence which was presented to him when he was down in Antarctica.
Can we call this one resolved?
If we're saying that Jaren and reality is right and that you, the flat earther, is wrong, then yeah, we can call it resolved, but I don't think that's what you're saying.
Right, now let's talk about your first argument. The South Celestial Pole.
Flat Earth models typically depict the North Pole at the center of a flat magical space pizza, with the South Pole being a vaguely defined ice wall around the edge. There is no single point that could act as a South Celestial Pole in your model. So I can't wait to hear how you're going to butcher this one. Did I say butcher? I meant explain, obviously.
I think this one's best understood with some context. So I'll go ahead and add that context in, and then the rest of your argument will make more sense. In March of 2020, Simon and Dan made your argument about the Southern Pole stars.
On a flat Earth, there is no possibility for a South Celestial Pole. What I think that people thought, or what I kind of thought, is that South Celestial Pole moved around the outside of the dome, if you will.
Okay, let's pause that real quick. At one time you believed in a firmament or dome. Do you still believe in it? If not, what changed your mind?
Witnessing a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which is completely impossible to explain on your model, which you now say isn't your model, but still.
And when you see this, or we see this, and you go to a coffee cup caustic, you see this effect that's happening coming out of this glass. It's happening in this coffee cup. No, it doesn't mean we live in a coffee cup. Anybody who surmises that has lost their mind. But you can see these effects that happen because of it, and it just so happens that we're seeing the same effects in reality. So that should tell us that we need to start looking around the ideas of the lens, of water, of reflection, of refraction. That's what's happening, is you've got the light source on the other side lighting up the entire other portion. You know, the light's on the right here coming through, lighting up this, and when we look at sun arcs, it's the same thing. This is almost to a T, it's identical. Now, they want to tell you some nonsense about this, that it's ice crystals in the sky and that they're at the perfect angle. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. To say it's ice crystals doesn't make any sense.
Finally, something we can all agree on, which is perfect. So now are you going to explain how it would work on a flat Earth?
So, just wanted to show that the coffee cup caustic is what's happening.
I'm not trying to sidetrack you with that. I think the firmament of heaven plays an important role when it comes to understanding the sun, moon, and stars.
Oh yeah, the firmament, that thing from the most famous flat earther science book of choice.
T, written by Holly Bibble.
Read some, Peter. You'll love it. It's Harry Potter for stupid people.
Just like how we used to think the Earth was the center of the universe, progress is a thing, Kyle. Maybe you should try it.
What I think that people thought, or what I kind of thought, is that South Celestial Pole moved around the outside of the dome, if you will. And I saw it. Other people saw it. It does not.
It doesn't have to. That's not the only explanation.
Once again, we agree. There's also the real explanation. Now, is that what you're about to give us? Or is it going to be another one of those weird flat earther explanations where you have to stand on one leg and bounce up and down while chanting? You know, to make it work.
If it was, I don't think we'd have quite as many South American flat earthers as we do.
Really? Well, I can't say I've noticed, but estoy aprendiendo español que me sea útil.
Isn't Irio from South America?
I don't think she was, no.
Just think for a second, though. If there is a South Celestial Pole, don't you think that is one of the biggest evidences against the flat Earth? There cannot be a North Celestial Pole where the stars rotate around one direction and a South Celestial Pole where the stars rotate the other direction.
You're jumping into point 3 over there, Jaren. I addressed that.
And got it completely wrong. All you did was shine a laser pointer at your ceilings and wall.
This is a really old argument. Why are you acting like you just barely discovered it?
And it's a really old argument that perfectly illustrates why a flat Earth is completely impossible. And the reason Jaren may seem as if he's only just discovered it is because he's only just realized what it demonstrates, that a flat Earth is impossible.
Don't you think that is one of the biggest evidences against the flat Earth?
No, Jaren. The things I see in the sky do not determine the shape of the ground I walk on.
Then why are you all spending so much time trying to prove that the things that go on in that sky work on a flat Earth model? If it's irrelevant, why bother?
Welcome back to my living room. Got my laser again.
Doing the same thing twice, when that thing was wrong the first time, isn't going to change the result. It still doesn't help your argument. That is not 93 million miles away or anywhere close to being even a fraction of the size of the actual sun.
But that's not what happens in reality. I was standing at the edge of this area here, looking up, and there's a spot here where the stars go around like this. Right? That's it. There is no sweeping across the sky.
Behind the supposed curvature of their globular Earth. Similar to what is taught about boats disappearing beyond the horizon, they claim these boats, and the pole star, are disappearing behind the physical curvature of a globe, and insist, if the Earth was truly a stationary plane, that Australians should have no trouble viewing Polaris.
Jaren, if that is the model you believed in, it is no wonder you left the flat Earth. But something doesn't add up here. You told me you believed the stars circled the outside of a dome. Where's the dome in that model? I don't see any dome. All of the stars appear to be coming off of some weird disco ball North Star. What is up with that? That is not how I have ever viewed the stars.
No, you think they're superglued to the inside of an imaginary glass dome. You said as much earlier on.
The other thing that everyone really needs to watch out for
Flat Earth Dave's app.
is any model claiming to know the exact location of the stars.
I don't think any of them do that though. Stars are not static, they're moving through space, albeit very slowly from our perspective over a human lifetime, and this proper motion means their positions relative to each other are changing, even if the change is subtle over short time scale.
We know the apparent location of the stars. We have no way of knowing the exact location of the stars unless we know exactly how much the light is getting refracted as it travels through the firmament of heaven.
Ah yes, refraction, the invisible hand that reshapes the entire universe to fit the flat earth narrative. Refraction is a real phenomenon. However, it does not and cannot account for the vast discrepancies needed to support a flat earth model. The amount of refraction needed for the flat earth to be true would make the sky look like a bad acid trip.
And get some.
Okay, and pay attention to this because these stars right here are very important. They're called circumpolar stars. Notice that they don't set. None of these stars set. We're going to talk about that. It's one of the 8.
Jaren, I have no problem with that whatsoever. My model fully acknowledges that.
Go on then, show us. He's not going to pull out the laser pointer again, is he?
That point stays put. It does not move.
I fully acknowledge that also. It doesn't have to.
Well, it may not have to, but it most definitely does.
Could Australia and Africa and South America all see the same south celestial pole in their southern sky?
Not on a flat earth they can't, no, and I think that's the point you're trying to make.
But the point is that the south celestial pole stays there, okay?
Congratulations. You have successfully debunked one of Eric Dubé's models.
Well, he's doing better than you then, isn't he? Because you haven't debunked anything.
Now, can we observe the same stars in different directions on the flat Earth without them sweeping around? Yes, we can. Please consider the Carly Sunshine demonstration. This video isn't new, it was taken in 2017. And Jaren, you are listed as being there. So please allow this to jog your memory.
That's your proof? A hand holding a snow globe.
Are you taking a piss?
Here we are looking at the reflection of the phone light in the glass.
Yeah.
Southern star rotation. Figured out.
Going over there. So, stars going this way, clockwise. Oh, it's going counterclockwise.
You're not recording on your phone.
Yeah,
No, but
I am.
Look in there, you see it? Yes.
I think I heard your voice there, Jaren.
This is a big cylinder. It's moving the opposite way.
So I do counterclockwise, it goes clockwise.
Isn't that weird?
It is a bit, yeah. It's a bit weird that adults are standing there shining a phone spotlight at a fish tank and thinking that it somehow proves the earth is flat. And was that Dave Weiss's voice I heard? Ew.
The 24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat earth.
If it could only happen on a ball, then the bottom of the tank must be a ball. And clearly, it is not. That whole observation looks like a miracle just fell right out of the sky into your lap.
No, it doesn't. It looks like 4 idiots shining a light at an object filled with water. So is Kyle claiming that as well as having a dome, encapsulating the entire Earth, that it's filled with water and we just haven't noticed? Because if it's not, what you just did is completely irrelevant. Or what they just did, I should say, not you.
This message has been brought to you by the Flat Earth Institute of Science.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? And it's just made me realise why I've never made a video about Kyle before. He's not even a very good flat earther. He didn't debunk anything. Not that any flat earther ever has, mind you. Thanks for watching. See you again next week. Love you, bye. 2 eggs bobbing around in a pot of boiling water. One egg says to the other, "Oh no, I've got a massive crack." And the other egg says, Don't tease me, I'm not hard yet.